Hello, friends. We're not actually playing DBD today, and instead, I actually wanted to do something a little bit differently. 2023 is around the corner, and I think a lot of us during this time of this time of the year, have these moments where we reflect and we think about life and we think about where we're going and who we want to be and what we're trying to achieve and what we're even doing on this planet and what is this silly game of life we're even playing. And honestly, I'm no different, guys. And if I'm completely honest with you, I've kind of been in a little bit of a funk for the last couple months. Like, I wouldn't say I'm depressed, because I'm definitely not depressed. I've been depressed. This isn't depression. It's almost like a gloomy kind of melancholy. Like, I have days where I'm like, energetic and happy and things are good, because my life by no means is horrible. Like, on paper, I have a pretty good life. But then I have these days where I just feel a little bit empty. And I think what I'm trying to say is I haven't quite figured out why I have those feelings. And that brings me to the topic of this video. Today, I'm just going to be open with you guys. I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys. I'm going to just talk about life, and I'm going to talk about kind of some things I'm working on. And, if you guys are at all in the same boat, then hopefully you'll get some value from this video. Or if you're in the midst of going through the motions yourself, then go ahead and stay tuned. Join me for this one. I like connecting with you guys on a deeper level. We don't always have to just get on and play DVD. Sometimes it's good to just talk. So please comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your dreams are. Let me know who you're trying to be. And well, I'm going to tell you about me. So anyways, I just got done meditating for about 45 minutes. And if you want to try this exercise yourself, it doesn't matter how you meditate. You can do a guided meditation. You can play some binaural beats in the background. You can just lay in your bed silent for 45 minutes. No cell phone, no distractions, no talking to anybody. Just think. And a lot of times when I want more clarity on a certain situation or thing I'm feeling, I will lay there and I'll do my breathing exercises, and then I'll just focus on the one thought. And the thought today was actually, what do I want? It is a very simple thought, yet it's an incredibly hard one to answer. Like, what do I want out of life? And there's a couple things you have to do when you ask yourself this question. One of them is, what do you want out of life? And you can't set any limits on it. It can't be, you have to just assume, like, if you had all the money in the world and all the resources in the world, what would you be doing with your life? What would you want to do with your life? What would be satisfying for your life? What does that life look like to you? And then another way to try to answer that question is to think about the people in the world that you know of, that inspire you, that motivate you, like the people you're envious of on social media or just in general, the TV, movies. Those are usually the kinds of people, like the idea, the lives they're living. If you're envious of them, it's probably because you want to live a similar life yourself. So anyways, I sat there, guys, and I meditated. I meditated my damn heart out for 45 minutes, and I kept asking myself this question, like, what do I want out of life? Because for the last couple months, guys, like, I have been feeling like a little bit empty, and like I don't have a clear direction. And it's kind of frustrating at times, because a lot of this game of life is that we have to actually make our own mission. It's very frequently we have to actually pick a cause, pick something to do, and pick something we think is worthy of spending our time on and go for that. But the tricky thing is sometimes it's hard to actually know what that thing is. And I feel like I'm getting closer to the answer, but I'm not 100% there yet. So anyways, I meditated, guys. 45 minutes. I meditated. And I thought to myself, what do I want for my life? What do I want to have? And this is where I'm gonna get real vulnerable with you guys. Like, I'm literally just like like open book right now, no shame, whatever. So I had a couple things come to mind. One, relationship status. And actually, if you're doing this exercise yourself, do your meditation, write all these things down, and then you're gonna categorize them. S tier, which is top, need, be real with yourself. A tier, don't need it as much, but still really need it. B tier, it's there. It could potentially shift up or down just depending. And then C tier is just like something that came up and is like, you know, maybe. So anyways, the 5 things I think that came up the most for me were: 1, a relationship, guys. A relationship with a lady, guys. Oh my god, dude. So I'm 32. I'm essentially single. I've kind of been dating somebody, but you know, I don't really see it going anywhere, so I'm not even gonna really consider it a thing at this moment. But I hate that, if I'm really honest with myself, as far as like my needs as like a human being, the relationship thing definitely ranked as S tier. And I hate that, guys, because the thing is, like, as a man, while you should value wanting and having a relationship, for it to be your top priority, that's a disaster. You can never make the woman the big priority in your life. And I'm not saying that doesn't mean you can't love your woman and care for your woman and respect your woman, but you have to have something higher than that, or otherwise your woman will eventually just resent you. Like, the relationship can't be your full goal. That's what I'm saying. It has to be something else. And like, guys, like, I know that I have some females probably watching this video. Please feel free to chime in the comments down below. But as a man, you want to build your life in a way to where it's awesome and you're living a good life. And if a woman comes along, she's like a supplement to an already amazing life, you know? It shouldn't be you need a woman to make your life amazing. And that's something I feel like I have struggled with. Like, I'm always coming back to building my life up and working on myself. But in the back of my mind, I just always have this feeling like, damn, it'd be really cool to like have a girlfriend right now. And I'm not a guy who hasn't had girlfriends. I've had plenty of girlfriends. There's been plenty of relationships. DBD Bills has gone through his fair share of heartbreaks. Like, guys, you name it, I have most likely been through it. And I think why that bothers me so much is because I'm 32. I'm kind of like at that age, you know, I'm still young, but I'm also like, you know, I should probably like, you know, put it down with someone, maybe build a future with somebody. But it's just so frustrating that a lot of women are just not in a good place in society. And I think a lot of it has to do with just, you know, TikTok and Instagram and social media and just the way society's morals are at as a whole. Because I'm not the kind of guy to participate in hookup culture. I don't care about sleeping around. Do I love sex? Sure. But I don't want to be having sex with random people anymore. I had a little phase in my 20s, not gonna lie. A little bit of a player. But now I've matured. And while I do love sex and sleeping with women, like, I don't want to sleep with women I don't care about. I want to sleep with someone I can actually build something with. And I think why this has been such a hard thing for me to deal with is because I feel it in myself that I put wanting a relationship as like a huge priority in my life. But deep down inside, I know I need to, like, you know, destroy those thoughts and actually just focus on every other area of my life. And it's hard to do because, like, I'm 32, guys. I was a Disney kid. I grew up watching, you know, Disney movies, guys. Like, all of this media drilled into my head, this idea of happily ever after, guy meets a girl, you just, you know, you go through your life, you figure it'll eventually work out for you. And then you get fast forward to age 32, where I'm at right now, and realize, like, whoa, like, yes, there's been girls, but there has not been the right girl. There hasn't been the one. Does the one even exist? I don't know. I'm sure there's probably plenty of women I'm compatible with, but have I met them yet? The answer, sadly, no. And it sucks, and it sometimes feels lonely, and it's just like, fuck, like, when is that part of my life actually gonna click? And, you know, everybody's got their own timelines. There's not like a specific age you have to, like, you know, find your woman by or find love by. It's a little harder for females, that's for sure, because, you know, their biological clock is ticking, especially if they want kids. They've got to get that part figured out a lot sooner than men do. Like, women need to have it figured out at least by their mid-20s, maybe even early 30s. Men, you've technically got your whole life to have kids, but, you know, you don't want to be super old raising kids, so it's a little easier for guys, that's for sure. So yeah, relationship guys, that is one thing I think I need to work on coming into 2023. And that's like, I've got to just pick better women I ask out. And it's always hard at the start because you don't really have a lot to go on just besides initial attraction. And I think where I mess up is setting boundaries early on and actually screening the good women from the bad women. And it's something I'm going to work on. And feel free to comment down below what your guys' struggles and tribulations are regarding relationships and stuff like that. But also, among my meditation session, another thing that came up was this idea of making an impact / living with content creation. And, you know, things like this video right now, I love talking about these deeper subjects with people. And I would like to use, you know, my reference experience, my life experience as a way to help people one day. And it's hard. I mean, some of you guys know that I started my other channel, Sammy Stark. Link down below if you haven't already subscribed, go check it out. And I want that channel to be more of like a life advice type channel. I want to help people better themselves. I want to help pull people out of the trenches when you're blue, when you're down, when you're sad, because I've been there. And I know how hard it is. And I've found videos that help pull me out when I was in a low place. And that's kind of why I got motivated and inspired to do the whole YouTube thing. Like, I want to be able to do that for other people. And then my channel, this one, DBD Builds, because I have two channels. This DBD Builds is more like my hobby child, if that makes any sense. Like, DBD Builds was made to turn my recreational activity, which was playing a lot of DBD, into something productive that could, you know, potentially build something for me. And honestly, we've come a long way. Like, I'm closing on 2,000 subscribers, and I could not be more grateful to each and every one of you. And that's a beautiful thing. And that started off as just like a dream and like an idea, and now it's actually turning into a thing. And I've got like a little audience, and some of you guys actually follow my stuff. And I know this video will probably only get a couple hundred views, and like compared to my other ones get like 1,000 or 2,000 views. But if you're one of those few hundred people watching this video right now, love you, freaking love you. Smash that like button. And thanks for having this chat with me, guys. I love connecting on a deeper level like this. But anyways, the next idea, like I said, was the idea of making an impact and a living with content creation. And that one, honestly, I gave it an A. That should probably be my S tier. That should be my priority over the woman thing. Like making a life and a living from media and making my own income from my own means and not having to rely on my other daytime job. Like that, I feel like should be the S tier. Yet in my heart, if I'm completely honest, it's not. It's like an A tier thing. And I think a big reason is because it's very slow. Like this channel's finally starting to take off and grow. But like the other channel, like getting it off the ground, guys, it's so hard. I've got like 15 videos so far, 35 subscribers, and like that kind of content is a lot harder to make. Like talking about this stuff, it's not as easy as DBD Builds is. It's easy sometimes when I'm in the mood, but whew, it's definitely work. And I think when that channel takes off and when I have more people actually watching that kind of stuff, I think then I'll start feeling a little bit better about things and a little more fulfilled. But right now, that's like an A tier for me. Another thing that came up was, you know, a fit body. And that one was also A tier, not S tier. And I think it's only A tier because I'm actually already pretty fit, guys. I've got tattoos and decent muscles, and, you know, there's a couple of like pounds around the waist I could lose, but in the grand scheme of things, like I'm pretty happy with how my body is. Like, you know, I've always gone to the gym regularly. I hit the gym 4 to 5 times a week these days, and I'm pretty fit. I'm fitter than the average person, that's for sure. I'm not like fitness model level, but you know, that's not really my goal. I just want to be healthy and, you know, look a little nice. So fitness A. B for me, another one, a B tier one, was travel nursing. And honestly, it's a B tier. Like, guys, like I'm a nurse if you don't know, and traveling would be like exciting, I guess, because I'd be in a new place. but I'd still be working like 3 to 4 shifts a week as a nurse. And even though I'd be making a lot of money, travel nurses can make a lot of money, guys. You can make 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes even $7,000 a week on a travel assignment. It's literally insane. But money just doesn't motivate me like that. I only need enough money to get by and maybe save a little bit up, and I'm pretty happy. Like, I've never wanted to be a millionaire. I'm very much more or less a minimalist. Like, I don't really value expensive things. Like, you could probably give me a BMW and I wouldn't even be that excited about it. I'd just be like, yeah, okay, thank you, that's cool. Like, I don't care about materialistic things, and I do not like people who are materialistic. Like, don't even get me started on, like, you know, the Kardashians or people like that. Like, that whole lifestyle just makes me like cringy, and I don't know why it does. It's just like, it's just, at the end of the day, it's really not who I am. So the travel nursing thing for me was like a B. And then another thing kind of related to the travel was Thailand/adventure. That one I rated as a B as well. And it used to be kind of like an A for me. I frequently go through these ideas of wanting to just get up and leave it all behind and start brand new. And I'm starting to think it's more when I'm like in these like down in the dumps moods, that's when I feel like I just need to leave and, like, you know, say F it and like go travel halfway across the world and just like backpack for a little bit and work on like digital entrepreneurship and, you know, just like see where my life takes me. And the thing with Thailand is that it's super cheap to live. Like, if you could save up like 10 grand, you would probably be safe to live for an entire year in Thailand. So you can move to Thailand, experience a new culture, everything's super cheap, use that whole year to work on your online business and trying to get your digital stuff off the ground, and then, you know, come back and pick up the pieces. And that's always been an idea in my head, and I think part of it is that when I don't really know what to do or the direction of my life, I just feel like I should just jump ship and start anew and experience an adventure. And another part is, well, adventure. I like having adventures, and I don't have enough of them. And it's because I'm not motivated to break out of my routine. I get stuck in my daily habits. Wake up, work out, meditate, take a cold shower, fast for 18 hours, break your fast, eat. Then the rest of the afternoon will be either Netflix and chill, DBD, or I'll be productive and make DBD content or make content for my other YouTube channel. But if I'm honest with you, I've been kind of slacking on making content in general. And I think I just get so stuck in that whole routine. And while it's a healthy routine, it's kind of left me feeling empty. Like, that's why I'm making this video. Like, you know, I'm at this point, like, what is the point of my life? But not like in like a depressed way, like I'm gonna go off myself, but like in a like in a healthy way. Like, what am I doing here? What do I want to do? Like those questions, they're so frustrating to ask ourselves, because literally nobody can answer it for us, and we're the only ones who can answer it ourselves. And like, that's what I'm trying to do here, guys. And for some reason, I just decided I would finish my meditation and get up and share these thoughts with you guys, because, like, I don't know, I think when we get in these kinds of moods, it's really healthy to share these kinds of things. And that's it, guys. Those were my 5 things that I'm thinking about for next year. I haven't made any concrete decisions on where my life is going to go or what I'm going to do. But that's just what's on my mind. And I think another thing, I also said, you know, ask yourself the question, what do I want from life? But also ask yourself, who inspires you and why? And actually, I wrote a couple people down. For me, the first one that came to mind was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Why is he there? Well, one, he just seems like a very charismatic dude. Seems like a really good person. He gives back a lot. He's always living life to the fullest, having fun, having an amazing time, making awesome movies. Like, I don't know anybody who dislikes Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Like, he's definitely like up there, especially, and Chris Hemsworth too, the guy who plays Thor. He definitely gives off the same kind of vibes. And, you know, what I could take from that is like, you know, I want to live those lifestyles. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I want to be charismatic and uplifting and just having a good time and be just a genuinely good person. And, you know, I guess be perceived well by the public, if you want to take it a step further. So I was thinking about that, and that kind of gives me a little insight. It shows me like, yeah, I should stay in the gym. I should just focus on taking care of my health, be happy, try to be good to people. Another one who came to mind was actually Bear Grylls, and he's someone I haven't really like watched his stuff in a long time, but I used to watch this show a long time ago called Man vs. Wild, and I just remember I would see him in Man vs. Wild. If you don't know, he just gets dropped off in these remote places in nature. Sometimes he's in the desert, sometimes he's in like the bayou or the jungle or whatever, and then his whole goal is to survive until he can make it back to civilization. So he's doing all kinds of weird stuff like eating worms and like, I don't know, wrestling with crocodiles, just the craziest shit you can imagine he does. But whenever I would watch that show and I would see him out there in nature, he just looked so alive. And I was so envious of that feeling. I'm like, man, that's a human being that's alive and living life. And what's the message there? And I think the message there is I need to get out more. I need to go hiking. I need to be outdoors. I need to go on adventures. And the crazy thing, and I think one of the most frustrating things about being human sometimes is like we know what we need to do, we know what we want to do, but yet we're still in the house watching Netflix, we're still watching these damn TikToks on our phones, scrolling through Instagram, updating Facebook statuses, like whatever. Like we get so sucked into this world of media that we just forget about the beauty that's out there, or even how to like it takes work. It takes work to pull ourselves away from these screens and actually go out and look at the world. So that was one of them. And then the last one, I think I wrote Timothy Ward here. He's like a YouTuber on YouTube. But honestly, there's probably like 5 or 10 YouTubers that I look up to, and that's a big sign. And that's why I'm doing the YouTube thing, because I like watching these people who've made their whole like little content empire, and they're, making a living by putting their own message out in the world. And I think that's so badass and something to aspire to. And like, if you can make a living just being yourself, what better thing is there, guys? I can't really think of a lot. Like, what is better than making a living being yourself, being genuinely who you are and sharing it with the world, and actually having people who appreciate the message you give? Like, that to me absolutely takes the cake. And I think that's going to be a big focus of my next year, is definitely, working on the YouTube thing, guys. I want to see where it goes, and I want to, try and make it go somewhere. And, we'll see, only time will tell. Only time will tell. And yeah, guys, I think that about sums it up. That was pretty much the big points I got from my meditation session today, and I wanted to share them with you, and I wanted to be open with you, and I want you guys to be open with me, guys. Like, what do you think? What are your dreams? What are your ambitions? Like, let me get to know you and connect with you on a deeper level. And until next time, guys, have an amazing day, and do not forget to smile. All right, guys, I'll talk to you on the next one.